Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have been playing with some of the things that are going to be leaving us at the beginning of June when the new annual catalogue comes into play. So I have used the gingham gala paper, which is going, the lemon lime twist card, which is going, and I have also used the Pretty Kitty stamps, which are also going. Now the Grapefruit Grove card is staying, basic black is staying, and this kind of card, which is called, it's got a number of names, I know it as a marquee card. This is one of my favourite things to do, so stay with me, I'll show you how I made the card. So this is a piece of lemon lime twist. It's one of the retiring in colours, and it's 8 by 5 3/4, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches and at 6 inches, and I'm going to put a score line 1/2 inch from the flat side. I have 2 pieces of basic black card that are 3.5 inches roughly by 2.25. Don't know how well you can see that. And I'm going to do some measuring on these cards. So first of all, I want to find the halfway point horizontally. So half of 2.25 is 1 1/8. So that should be about there. So let me just check. See, that's not quite straight. That's not quite it. Why is that not quite it? 1 1/8. Okay, let's try that again. Whoops, don't move. Don't want you to move. Okay. That's more like it. So this is the line that I want, and then I'm going to measure along that line 2 inches, and then I'm going to cross it. Yeah, and then I'm going to measure along this edge 1 1/4, and I'm going to join that to my middle line. I'm not sure how well this is showing up on camera because I'm going with dark ink on black card. Okay, so same along here. So there's my 1 1/4 inch, sorry, my baseline, and 1 1/4 inches, and join that up. Okay, so now I'm going to hold my 2 cards together, and I'm going to take my big scissors, and I'm just going to trim along those 2 lines, making sure that my cards don't move. And then this is what I am left with. I'm left with 2 cards that fit together like that. I have 2 pieces of gingham gala. Start that again. Put that down. I've got 2 pieces of the gingham gala paper, which is also retiring, and I have cut them to 5.5 inches by, so that's 1 7/8, so just under 2 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and map them onto the front of my card, and I'm going to line up one of the cut edges with the flap. It's going to open up here. So that's one. And now this is the other one. Okay. I'm stamping, move that out the way. Am I live? Probably. Okay. I'm stamping this cheeky little kitty cat from the Pretty Kitty set, and I'm going to miss this one so much. So this is the stamp that I'm going to be using today. It's from the Pretty Kitty set, which is retiring, and I'm going to miss it so much because I love that. I love those cheeky little cats, because they remind me so much of my own cheeky little cat, who at the moment is watching me from underneath the shelf that the TV's on. So I got a scrap of Whisper White. I think that side is slightly better than the other. Don't ask me why. Memento Tuxedo Black. Giving that a good few seconds for the ink to transfer. And there's my cheeky little kitty cat. And the next thing that I'm going to do is colour her in. So I'm going to be using my Stampin' Blends. And yeah, I'll speed this up, give you some music to listen to, and we can carry on when we're finished. Off camera, I've done some more preparation work. I've been over to my Big Shot and I used this one of my layering circles dies. So it's not the smallest one, it's not the next to smallest, it's the next one up, and of course it's the circles with the smooth edges. I cut out my cheeky little kitten, and I also cut an aperture the same size out of this panel. So this is my Grapefruit Grove, which I have covered over with the Lemon Lime Twist gingham gala paper, and I've got the small size checks facing up. And here's my card base, and now I'm going to do some guesstimating. So the kitten is going to fit right inside there. Don't need it for the moment. What I want to make sure of is that I've got this sort of evenly lined up on my paper. So I've got my two pieces of basic black card, and I'm just going to kind of put them sort of anywhere for now. I just want to make sure that wherever I'm lining this up, I'm going to be centered. Okay, so just make sure I've got enough room over the side. And as you can see, I've already put the tear and tape onto my basic black, I don't know what you want to call them, sliders I suppose, because they're the pieces that's going to slide away. So I'm just going to hold that in place temporarily with a bit of my my low tack tape. So I'll take those out of the way just for now. I've got some free cat hair. Misty's been around the place. Right, so now with my little kitten, bit of my liquid adhesive on the reverse, making sure that this is nice and straight, and I'm going to pop that piece in. Okay, and now for the flaps. So these are going to run across. Let me put them together the way that I want them to go. So these are going to run across the centre of that panel, just like that. So I'm trying to get them centred as far as I possibly can. So just checking to see where they crisscross here, and I can feel it much better than I can see it actually. Okay, so now let's take away the backing paper. Just close up my card, and then when I open up, the flaps move away, and there's my cheeky little pussycat in the middle of the frame. So now I've taken the masking tape off my centre panel, and I've put tear and tape top and bottom, and I've also got this. This is a little 1 inch wide strip of Grapefruit Grove, and I've just folded it in half, and I've put tear and tape on one side, and this is going to go into the middle of this top panel in just a moment, just like this. And it's not critical that it's in the middle, but you know, just kind of around there, because that is going to give a little bit of wiggle room for the flaps underneath. And I'm going to put the flaps so that one is on top at the top and the other one is on top at the bottom, and I am just lining this up as centrally as I can and get my little kitten into focus there. And now I can remove the tear and tape at the bottom of the panel. Well, not removing the tear and tape. I always say I'm removing the tear and tape, and what I'm actually doing is taking off the backing. There we go. And making sure I keep my one on top and the opposite one at the opposite panel, and lining that up. And now that is the centre mechanism done. So all I need to do now is to embellish it and make the front of the card look pretty. So while I was over at the Big Shot, since I was there, I cut one of the scalloped circles in Lemon Lime Twist. Just trying to think which one it was. Was it that size? No, it was the next one up. So it was that size. And then with one of the smooth circles, I cut out around the inside, so I wound up with a frame. And that's much easier to actually do than it is to explain it. Basically, you cut the shape and then you cut a hole in the middle. So a few little dots of my very favourite liquid adhesive. I'm just going to pop that around the outside just to make a little bit of a frame. Okay, and now I need to do something for the front. I'm going to hold this card shut with a belly band because it'll cover a multitude of sins. So I've cut a 1.5 inch wide piece of Grapefruit Grove, and I'm going to start off in the middle, and I'm just going to wrap it around the card, and I'm just going to kind of bend it as I go. Okay, so that's going to be my belly band. I don't want it too tight because I want to be able to slip it on and off the card. So I'm just going to put, actually I'll use tape because I'll get a quick grab with the tape. Nothing like a quick grab when you need one. Smoosh that down well and overlap the two ends, checking that it's going to fit, and it does. Okay, so I've also cut some 1.25 inch wide strips of the gingham gala paper. Now it's not going to be long enough to go all of the way around, but yeah, we'll work with it. We'll do what we can with it. Yeah, and actually, so if I'm putting that there, I only need to start that there. Let's see how far I can get with it. Nope, still not long enough, so hey ho. So may as well go back to plan A. And now I'm going to match up my pattern as I overlap. Let's see. Just going to trim that right on that point because I have more than I need, and now I can lap that over wherever I like. Not too much of an overlap, we'll have a little bit. And now the joint is not wildly apparent, so let's bring this back round, and I don't need any more than that, so I'll trim that bit away. And my computer has gone into its spin cycle again. Okay, now this bit here is going to be covered up by this nice big scalloped circle in lemon lime twist. And in the middle of that I have a nice gingham gala circle, and I'm going to put this with the larger checks upwards. I've mounted up the sentiment that says "just peeking in to say hello" onto my clear block. As you can see, I haven't done it particularly straight, and I'm just going to ink it up with my Memento Tuxedo Black, because I've already used that for my cat, and I'm just lining it up onto this piece of lemon lime twist, which I've cut with one of the scalloped circle dies, and it's a pretty snug fit, so I'm hoping this is going to work. Yes, it has. Ah, no, I've got a blotch. Right, okay. It's not a problem, we can cope with it. This wasn't planned, we will show you what we do. Okay, so this is a sand eraser. I got a pack of 2 of them from Amazon for not a lot of money. And I am just rubbing away at that blotch. Okay, now you have to be patient, but just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. I'm trying to not let the tripod shake as much as possible. I am sorry about that. But can you see how that is being rubbed away? Basically, we are sanding it out of existence. Okay, and that's now pretty unnoticeable. Of course, I could have just stamped it again, but that would have meant going and cutting another piece of card, and I didn't want to do that. Okay, so let's have some dimensionals onto the back of this, because we can. Dimensionals are always good. And let's centre that in the middle of our belly band. And there we go, nice, clean and simple card. And off camera, I've stamped You Make Me Happy from that same Pretty Kitty stamp set onto a strip of Grapefruit Grove, and I've just kind of trimmed the ends into the shape of a banner, or a fishtail, or a flag, or whatever you want to call them. Did it off camera to avoid any drama, Lovey, with blotches. And I'm just going to stick that underneath. And that is my card completed. So that is it. That is my finished card. And just take off the belly band one more time, open it up, and there is the revealed picture inside. And I am so going to miss this little cat. I'm not going to be disposing of this stamp set. That's going to go into my my favourites box, because that little cat just reminds me so much of the attitude that I get from Madam Misty, who is at the moment lurking under the TV still and keeping an eye on the proceedings. Don't think she's going to join us today. Sometimes she does, but today no, she's not gracing us with her presence. So that is it for today from me and Misty. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if so, would be thrilled skinny if you came back and saw me again sometime soon. Click that like button, subscribe to my channel, do all of those good things. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. See you sometime soon. Bye bye.